Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Taz here from Critical Thinking Anarchist. Normally, I don't do this type of thing. I don't like to really get involved in things that are going on with content creators, especially the ones that I'm following, because they do their own thing. They don't need my help. But on this one, I just happen to get involved in a big argument on. So, of course, EricDJuly, Young Ripa, he has a comic book, the Isom comics. So, obviously, first, I'll get some disclaimers out of the way. One, I am a customer here. Now, I have not been paid. I have not been endorsed. I have not been influenced by Eric in any way, shape, or form. He has not asked me to do this, and I have not asked him if I could make a video regarding this. So this is just my own opinions on all of this. So he had this freaking guy, and please, again, don't reach out to any of these people. It's already said, it's already done, it's already been handled. Eric did a masterful job of all of this. But this weird guy here, Dane, he decided to take this out of context screenshot regarding a customer. And he said, hey, my signed copy of Isom 1 got lost in the mail and the postal service couldn't find it. So unfortunately, I'm out. Not your fault. But if I'm going to have a collection, I can't start at number 2. And Eric, of course, replies, hey, you can still get Isom 1. And he's like, oh, I thought you guys were sold out. And that was it. Can I still get a signed copy? Eric says, signed? No, unless you catch me at an event. And then I'll happily sign. But as far as the actual book, yeah, you can still get it. Now, a little bit of context here is that this is the customer, and the customer has been fantastic, has been great, has been wonderful. No issues with him at all. He's not complaining. He's happy as can be. In fact, this whole issue has been resolved as far as he's concerned. So what happened is he bought during the campaign and was shipped out the box. Now, at some point, the box got lost by the Postal Service. I've worked for the Postal Service, so I can tell you things get lost, things get damaged, and that's what ended up happening in this particular case as well. The package was damaged, and he actually even states, your team is great. It's the Postal Service that's retarded. It is. The address was damaged, so they said they were notifying me at my address about the damage to the package. That's why I didn't know it was missing for months, because the address is damaged. So they're telling somebody who has no idea that this package was here that the package is damaged, but they're sending it to the wrong address because the address is damaged. Eric responded, yeah, you actually pointed me towards them a few months ago and they were awesome, tracked down all the information I needed and pointed me in the right direction, but it was the Postal Service that lost it in a warehouse because the information was damaged and unreadable. So this is what happens when the addresses are unreadable. They go to a warehouse. They go to, some sort of distribution center, and people will attempt to figure out what's going on by hand, in person. So there's like these warehouses of letters and packages that never go anywhere. Sometimes they are figured out. Most of the time they're not. So he writes again, no, you good people working, you have good people working for you that know what they're doing. You guys did all that you could. And I appreciate the effort, but it was not your fault. And he makes it very clear. Again, this is the customer stating, this is not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. The Postal Service did this wrong. And again, as someone who worked for the Postal Service, I can tell you, yeah, it happens. It happens a lot more than you would ever like to admit. And before all you people go, well, it didn't happen under so-and-so. Yeah, it did. It's been happening forever. Why do you think they still find letters that they finally get to someone 75, 100 years later? It's because of things like this, So yes, these letters, these packages, they're all out in these warehouses, and it happens a lot. But anyway, so point being, So here's this guy saying, if you've ever worked in retail or food service, you know this is a moment you can turn an unfortunate situation into a customer for life. Didn't even need to do it for free. Just sign and send. All you have to do is be a decent creator, business person, and human. This is disingenuous. Again, he took a completely out of context thing. What he isn't aware of, or maybe he is, or maybe he just doesn't care, is that, again, the customer had contacted Eric's team months ago regarding this. And they tried to help him out, and he did get it sorted out with the post office, and they found, oh, hey, here's what's going on, and your package is on its way. Well, then it was months later before he actually got it. And found out, and then they didn't get it, and whatever was going on. Again, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that nobody knows because Eric's team has resolved all that. So basically, most of this has been resolved. Most of what he's going on is just saying, hey, long shot, could I get something from you? And Eric's saying, sorry, man, that was, a campaign exclusive, and again, they've resolved this. The customer's happy. I'm sure he's got his signed copy or whatever is going on, behind the scenes, because, the customer is like thrilled, customer for life. Eric said they've gotten everything resolved behind the scenes. So this is all just what we can see. But again, as far as customer service goes, Ripa Comics did nothing wrong. Ripa Comics did everything right. It was the Postal Service that did everything wrong. So it's the Postal Service that needs to make this right. But in the meantime, Eric says, if you knew anything about being a business person, you wouldn't be as broke as what you are. Not only is your dumbass, all this other stuff. It goes into a whole big thing. And part of the thing here is, as one of these guys says, I will say it was lost in the mail. You should probably replace it with another signed copy, or at least give them a refund. At least that's standard practice in Comicsgate circles. But, he was already taken care of. Also, advice like we did, you should take care of these issues and address immediately, meaning the customer. Giving that much leeway regularly, as such, half a year after delivery is how you get scammed. Again, I'm not entirely sure if Marsupial Gamer here is being serious or not. Originally, when I read it, I read it as, he was being facetious. Like, hey, this is what you should be doing. Is you're like, right, this is how you should be doing business, right? I'm going to tell you how to do your business. Making fun of the original poster here, Dane. But anyway, again, you got all these people just being disingenuous. A bit of customer service, you sucked. These people are not customers. They don't care. These are people who hate on EricDJuly, who hate on other content creators in the same circles. His team talked to me in the DMs and are sending me another copy of what I originally ordered that they don't sell anymore, free of charge. These people know how to run a business, but there's always a process. After this, see, again, this is the customer. He is beyond happy. He was made whole and beyond whole, in fact. He knew what he had going on. So again, Eric responds, heard, broke bald ass, all this other stuff. And then you got this jackass coming in here. The fact that the UPS lost the books meant, that you were shipping to the client is on you. No, it's not. It's on the Postal Service. I worked for them. It's their responsibility. Post office even admitted it was their fault. The product was damaged and lost in transit. Maybe, but yeah. Eric could choose to do that, but that's not how business works. And again, especially not months later. If they were able to verify, if he ordered it in October and it was supposed to get to him in November or December, and they went, checked it out, found it was delivered, and the guy was not able to find it and all that stuff, then yeah, maybe have a little bit of a thing there with the service provider. But in this case, this is 6 months later. You ordered in October, it's now April. Very little is owed. And even he says, again, we make concessions where he can, but here's the big thing. Here is the big thing. And this is where I stated it. I've had been in customer service in various forms for 25 years. And I hate that I say that. I can tell you that I have witnessed far better customer service in the original thread. So, the original thread between Eric and that customer, far better customer service than most of the companies I've ever worked for, ever. Most of the companies I've ever dealt with. Not to mention, again, that he's receiving personal attention from the founder, from the owner, to ensure that it's taken care of. How many businesses do you get that? I mean, granted, right now, this is still technically a small business. It's a multi-million-dollar business, but it's still a small business. So you are going to get more of that personal touch. But Eric could very well, he has a team. He has a customer service team. He could very well just say, hey, this is on them. You guys take care of it. But no, he stepped up. He took it upon himself. All right, what's going on? Let me talk to my team. Hey, what have we done for this guy? Hey, what's going on? What is the entire situation? He found out the entire situation. He worked with his team. He worked with the customer. They got it all taken care of. Customer is beyond thrilled. These people, not a customer. Again, do not contact them. Do not contact this person. Do not contact any of these people trying to jump in. It's been handled. The only reason I got involved is because I have firsthand knowledge of all three things. I have firsthand knowledge of what it's like being in customer service. I have firsthand knowledge of what it's like working for the post office and the events that can happen there. I have firsthand knowledge being a customer of EricDJuly, of Rippa Comics. That is the only reason I got involved in this. That and it's Twitter, but give me a break. But again, I don't normally like doing that type of thing. I don't normally like getting involved in this type of thing. But in this one particular case, and I don't normally like going on with my content creators. And again, I'm sorry that you're looking at my front page here. I didn't really mean to scroll this, but I don't like doing that most of the time, and I try not to do it anymore. I do feel it is kind of a form of grifting, but in this particular case, because I was involved, because I have all that firsthand knowledge, I wanted to make sure I put something out there because, again, you have bad people out there intentionally making crap out of good things that are going on. There's no reason to go after Eric. He didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason to go after his team. They didn't do anything wrong. You don't like the comics, you don't like the comics. You don't like the creator, you don't like the creator. There's no reason to make bad faith content out of this. But anyway, I hope everybody is having a great time. I'm sorry that I haven't been creating content. Life has been a bit of a thing. I'll try and start creating some videos again here soon. Wish you all the best. You take care. Bye for now.